Did I see Jimmy Dore admit to making inappropriate comments at Anna Kasparian while he was at the Young Turks? What? Oh, are we about to just do drama? Oh, no.
That was followed by an apology card you wrote me for degrading harassment. A DM. She did this to me. She sent a DM to me last night. The last DM she sent me was April 14th, 2016. Watching you guys kick ass right now. That was her last DM.
I just want to say, and Jimmy's been in the game longer than I have, that doing a show where you literally have leaked DMs up there, just like full front, that's not a phenomenal look. You know?
The story about that was followed by an apology card you wrote me for degrading harassment. Anna Kasparian used to dress when I worked there unbelievably inappropriately for a newsroom. She looked like she was going to a rave. The skirt, one time she came into the newsroom with a skirt so short. It wasn't a pencil skirt. It was like
I really appreciate Jimmy Dore, you know? I really appreciate him doing this for me. Because normally, when I explain why I think he is a worthless scumfuck piece of shit who exists purely to leech off of the destruction of the left, I have to, like, make abstract political points. But saying that the sexual harassment of a coworker is justified because of how she dressed, I don't have to make any abstract points here. This is actually very straightforward.
a fluffy one too, but so short that she bent over in front of me and I literally saw her ass and her thong. She's wearing a thong. I literally saw it. Everybody saw it. And I go, "Hey, Anna, nice new skirt."
So we're doing a little bit of appropriate workplace behavior ratings here. So this is just some info for anyone watching, you know. Jimmy's a grown man. I see that the people he surrounds himself with are also very find sexual harassment super amusing. But if you work with a woman and she bends over and then you make a loud comment about her ass and how well you can see it, that is sexual harassment and it is bad. If you actually have a problem with how somebody is dressing, like, if there's actually, like, an issue there, you can, like, talk to them privately. You know, like, hey, I don't mean to make this awkward or anything, but in the future, do you think you could wear, like, a slightly lower skirt? You know, I feel like a couple times there were some instances where it may have crossed into the line of inappropriate or, you know, just, like, something like that. Like, I'm just workshopping it here. I've never actually had to tell a coworker this, but, you know, or talk to HR or something. Loud comments, not so much, you know.
And everybody laughed. Like, they laughed louder than I thought they would.
Oh.
And so it humiliated her. She got humiliated in the middle of the newsroom.
What kind of guy is Jimmy where he finds a way to blame other people for humiliating Anna when he's the one who made the comment? How he Dude, yeah, I sexually harassed her. Yeah. And everybody laughed. But they, like, laughed too hard, like, in an uncool way, you know? They laughed, like, in a, you know, sort of a, well, I wanted, like, a 6. They gave me an 8. So anyway, Anna got all mopey about it. You know, like, what? Man, real?
Room. And I did it. And I felt bad. At that time, we were friendly. And I was just busting her balls, right? For dressing like that in a newsroom. You're going to bend over and show me your ass? I think that's a little, I'm not offended, but I think that's a little risque.
See, we're doing it again. How do I come at this fundamental attitude mismatch over here? I'm trying to think exactly. Okay. So I don't think her intention was to show you her ass. I think, I'm just guessing here, Anna probably just wore an outfit that she thought looked nice, which may have, you know, in retrospect, been a little bit skimpy, maybe, if we're trusting your account here. But you did intend to publicly shame her for wearing that. So you're trying to downplay your intentionality, but play up her intentionality. You know, like, this was deliberate on her end, but then, like, oh, people laughed too loud at my joke, you know? And it seems like she was minding her own business. Like, she was just picking something up.
Imagine if I did that. If I walked around showing my ass to everybody. So when I did
Like,
that,
like if you wore, like, shorts with too short of an inseam or something? I don't know. Maybe.
so she got really mad. She got humiliated. Her
Yeah, he's showing his ass right now.
face turned red. She tried to insult me back, and it just fell flat. And she looked, bad. And I felt
I love his recounting of what is admittedly an instance of sexual harassment, where he has to add that he epically owned her in the retorts that took place afterwards. Like, yeah, I sexually harassed her. She tried to step to me afterwards, but I owned her in the free marketplace of ideas.
felt bad for her. I didn't fight. I didn't want to make her feel that, but I just wanted to make a little joke. And all I said was, "Hey, Anna, nice news skirt," and everybody in the newsroom, because everybody saw how inappropriate she used to dress, and
This is what would be referred to as a hostile workplace environment, by the way. HR's job is to keep people like Jimmy Dore out of their companies so they don't have to pay money on lawsuit settlements.
everybody saw it. And so that's why it got such a huge laugh, and she was so humiliated. So I felt bad for her. So the next day I wrote her a card saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. That was inappropriate. You don't
So he didn't even write an apology card for the harassment. He wrote an apology card for epically owning her and humiliating her in public.
have to worry about that happening again. I won't comment on your clothes anymore." I should have said, no matter how fucking ridiculous.
You mean you'll stop commenting on her thong?
On her thong that I could see. Max, where would you like to take the conversation?
So, yeah, this is just like creepy sex pest shit right here. How is he left wing? There was no way in which Jimmy Dore is left wing. But, like, what do you think of Anna trying to blackmail Jimmy in the background? Nothing about this is blackmailing. You can read. Why would you say this is blackmailing? I'm sure you remember when you constantly made inappropriate comments about how sexy you found me at work, and even felt the need to ask me where I shop for my jeans so you can buy a pair for your wife so she dresses better. Made inappropriate comments about how sexy you found me at work. So we're leaving out a bit of context here, okay? So Jimmy Dore's "I was just making a goof at her inappropriate dress" thing seems like there might have been a bit of a history here. And by the way, what Jimmy Dore's doing right here is typical sexual harassment guy in the workplace, simultaneously applauding how sexy the hot lady is, while also shaming her for dressing in ways that he finds sexy. This is literally like, incredibly, like, textbook stuff right here, you know? Anyway, that was followed by an apology card you wrote me for the degrading harassment. "I've been holding back letting you run your mouth nonstop as if you're some sort of warrior for what's good in the world. That's going to change." Do you know what the definition of blackmailing is? Saying, "I haven't been forthcoming about you being a bad person, but from now on I will." That's not blackmailing. That's not even, that doesn't even remotely meet the definition of blackmailing. Not even close. Yeah, so Jimmy Dore, who called that blackmailing? This isn't blackmailing. I'm sorry, apparently there's actually more to this. I'm sorry, hold on.
I don't know if you ever watched The Young Turks, but all they talk about in the second hour when I used to be there was the most outrageous sex stories in the world. So, and I mean, I don't want to have to tell you that Cenk literally sat next to Anna and said if he was in government, he would make it legal for people to have sex with animals. He literally said that. I'm not making that up. That people tweeted that video out. I don't know if
So I can't speak to Cenk's behavior in the workplace, but I think this is actually an example of, I don't want to call him a sociopath, but I want to, what's a term that I could use to describe Jimmy Dore's inability to understand social cues? So there is a huge difference between talking about sex in the workplace and sexually harassing somebody in the workplace. These are wildly, wildly different things, okay? And I know this. When I worked in security, people in security, they tend to banter, because we have the time to, we're not around customers as much. And, I work with guys and girls, and we'd all say some really, just really, really, really like vacuous stuff, but that's not sexual harassment. That's just talking. But I'll tell you this much, okay? A 20-minute conversation over a lunch break about about dicks with like a female coworker, assuming that she's reciprocating and just chatting and it's all just talking about dicks, is nowhere near me looking at her and saying, "You look really hot today." Like, these are two very, very different things in the context of a workplace. Because in one of them, you're invoking them as opposed to it just being an abstract conversational topic, raucous, whatever, fine, lascivious topics, whatever. One of them is about them. It's sexualizing them, and the other one is just talking about it. So what Jimmy Dore just brought up was just an example of Cenk being like a lunatic on his show, but it wasn't him harassing anyone around him. Like in that clip, because I've seen that clip, Cenk wasn't like impugning or directly referring to the behavior of anyone. So I don't think Jimmy Dore knows what the difference is between these things. He was just being a goofball. And this is all in reference to this, which is a different set of things. Hold on. This is from 2020. That time, working class hero Jimmy Dore DM harassed me from his vacation in Venice. I'd asked him politely not to call a journalist in Syria Al Qaeda. Folks, there are plenty of left pundits with far better politics. Get you one of those. What are you afraid of if you have the truth on your side? You don't have truth on your side, so that's why you're going to dodge defending your lies. Nice to know who you really are. Don't troll you. Does anything come out of your head besides bullshit? You're a gutless fucking liar. And this reminds me of Paul Joseph Watson DMing Lauren Southern. And if you had any dignity or integrity, you'd come on my show and try to back up your bullshit public smearing of me. He does it here too. You don't have any integrity unless you come on my show. He is such a shameless grifter, dude. He said that about AOC as well. Like, AOC is ignoring the will of the people by not coming on my show. This is unironic debate bro stuff. I don't do this. I've never done this. But you don't have any integrity or dignity, and you're a liar, and I snapped you out. Yeah. This isn't really sexual harassment, but it does speak to his character. Anyway, I feel like we already have everything we need to see right here, like pretty plainly, pretty straightforward.
Over and show me your ass.
Hey, if you all want to participate, this can be a group activity stream. You should like this tweet. It's hard to type with this keyboard still. There. Nice. Okay, you all have to participate in that one, okay? I want him to ask you to come on his show. Why would Jimmy Dore ever have me on his show? My audience is never going to be moved over to him, and all I would do is make him look bad. Anyway, just really disgusting behavior. Why use punctuation? You had plenty of time to complain about the punctuation before I sent tweet. Okay?